Pakistan won the toss and decided to bowl first in the first of three T20s versus the West Indies at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Dubai. And well, it's not good news for the West Indies. They're currently batting 16 for 3 after 3 overs. Dwayne Bravo and Johnson Charles are in the wicket, and the out batsmen are Evan Lewis, Andre Fletcher and Marlon Samuels. We'll take a quick look at what's happening now over there in Dubai.
He's gone as well, too much room, and spin is in here at the Dubai International Stadium. No answer to the left.
And as you just saw, West Indies lost another wicket. It was Johnson Charles losing it. His stumps to the spin, and the spin seems to be doing a number on the West Indies. Well, on to other news of cricket now. Chris Gayle, who celebrated his 37th birthday this week, is now in the middle of a major celebration in his native Jamaica, including a series of fundraisers as well as the relaunch of his book. Gayle says he will assess his future in the game shortly, with an already limited schedule for the rest of this year, but he did express surprise that the WICB cut ties with Phil Simmons.
It was very surprising, to be honest with you. You know, what happened there, I actually came off a flight and I saw a text from Darren and said the coach have been sacked, and I was just laughing. I said, it's a joke, you know, but you know, we had a meeting in the States, and then to see something like that, you know, I mean, it's just sad, and they have the reason why they have done that, you know, but you know, Phil is a big man, and you know, you will move on, and I'm sure you will actually have different ventures and different of him. Well, I'll be playing a few games November. I'm targeting to play some games in Bangladesh. Then I might play a game in New Zealand. That's for this year. Not too much cricket for this year, and definitely want to spend Christmas home, you know, with my family.
And in news of football, Wasa FC is among the latest casualties in the National Super League knockout competition. Police FC went to St. Joseph and beat the home team, coming from behind to advance in the tournament.
The Watermen weren't actually on industrial action at the time of this match, but they did strike first. Get it? Anyway, Glenn Walker rising with the header in the 20th minute. After the break, their shouts for a penalty went ignored, no hometown decision. And that only opened the door for the police to enter without knocking. Jason Boudram was a nuisance, and his persistence forced an own goal. The police, number 11, had one to call his own in the 70th, when his curling shot completed the comeback at 2-1. That win sealed with a kiss. Phoenix FC enjoyed the biggest win, putting 5 unanswered past Barrackpore. Meanwhile, FC Santa Rosa and Petrotrin Palo Seco both won by 4-goal margins. Santa Rosa 4-0 over 500 Spartans, and Petrotrin 5-1 over Superior Spurs. Caranage United downed Club Sando 2-1. Youth Stars from Tobago, they shocked the Defence Force 2-0. Bethel, also from Tobago, and Matura reunited, sharing 8 goals in a 4-all thriller, which Bethel then won 5-3 on penalties, and UTT shut out Guaya United 2-0.
The new president of UEFA is pushing the idea of a European Football Championships solely for Europe. Instead of using venues in one nation as in the past, he is proposing a tournament that uses 13 cities in different countries to make it truly European.
Cristiano Ronaldo has barely taken his hands off the trophy, and we're already talking about the next one that's to come in 4 years' time. But UEFA are very keen to move things on and talk about the future. Of course, Michel Platini, the old UEFA president, a man who left the organisation under somewhat of a cloud, well, this was his big idea. A Euro for Europe is how he described it. 13 different cities, all playing host to games, with the semi-finals and final culminating here in London at Wembley Stadium. But the new man in charge, Alexander Shefferin, well, he was here today at City Hall, the home of the London Mayor, to outline his vision for the tournament, and he believes it is a one-off, it is a celebration for Europe, but perhaps it won't be repeated again anytime soon.
It's good for football to show diversity in Europe, to show friendship, to show that East, West, North and South can come together.
And yet this will be a one-off though, Mr. Shefferin. Sorry? This will be a one-off event. This will not be repeated in the future.
Yeah, it meant like just the 60th anniversary.
There will be a significant amount of travel built into this, 13 different cities, as we've said, and that's something that they're going to try and leverage and show as a strength. They want to show how this European Championship can unite a continent. They're talking about the use of a bridge as a symbol. Today we got a vision for the logo, the look of the tournament, the symbol of the bridge common throughout it, showing how Europe can unite through this tournament, through football, and that's something that UEFA will want to cling on to.
Meanwhile, it's a no from Europe to host the Olympic Games of 2024. Citing financial constraints and an unwillingness to tie up the city in more debt, the Rome mayor pulled the plug on any interest of hosting the prestigious games.
Rome is known as the Eternal City, but one thing that hasn't lasted is the city's bid to host the Olympic Games in 2024. Mayor Virginia Raggi, part of the anti-establishment five-star movement, made no secret to her opposition to staging the Games when she was elected in June. And on Wednesday, it was effectively confirmed that Rome will join Boston and Hamburg in withdrawing from staging the event.
Noi non abbiamo nulla.
What the Olympics require is taking on additional debt. New debt for Romans and for all Italians. That is what we are asked to take on. Sincerely, we don't feel that is right. It is often forgotten that the funds that need to be invested come from the taxes paid by all the Italian people, all Romans. Not only that, but the city itself would need to continue investing its resources in projects that are far removed from the interests of the local citizens.
Questo non lo permetteremo.
Rome is a city heavily in debt.
Well, just before we go and we close off sports, I'd just like to give you an update. The score is now 22 for 5 after 5 overs. West Indies in deep trouble against Pakistan.